and welcome to a new video. We're in a really weird timeline right now. It seems harder than ever to tell what's true and what's not, and it's becoming even more important than ever that we have strong mind muscles and truth-telling tools. So in this video, I want to share with you a tool that's been helping me determine what's true and what's not. This practice first started when I heard this quote from a wise man. He said, "If you want to believe anything, you should be able to argue the opposite side even better than your opponent." And I started practicing that in my life, and I found it incredibly helpful. Very helpful for navigating the news or politics or philosophy, ideas. If we were to follow the advice of this quote, it means if we're a Democrat, we should be able to argue Republican even better than a Republican. If you're a Republican, you should be able to argue Democrat even better than a Democrat. Like, you should be able to convince someone on the fence to come to that side. And then you really understand it. If you're a meat eater, you should be able to argue veganism. If you're vegan, you should be able to argue meat eating and really be empathetic with the person that believes that, like you getting inside their brain and their values and their beliefs. And also, I think this is a very important piece, keeping in mind that they're a good person, because most people are. And just because somebody believes something very different than you, doesn't make them a character, a one-sided kind of bad person or something like that. And that happens a lot with beliefs. And I'll give you an example. Years ago, I was eating mostly plants in my life, maybe a little bit of meat every once in a while. And some of my family members changed to eating meat. They become carnivores, okay? And this felt so wrong to me, and I was like, this does not make any sense at all. But you know what, I sat with it. I was like, let me just actually look at what's happening here and like read some of it, listen to a podcast, and maybe try a little bit myself. And I'll tell you what, I'm not a carnivore today, but I feel like I experience more health because I'm integrating more animal products and meat into my life. And it came from that time of challenging my own ideas and getting outside my comfort zone. And another helpful truth tool you may want to try is the AI persona. So this one works by using AI to take on a persona from the other side. So if you're a carnivore, you'd say, hey, I want you to imagine you're a vegan and you're reading this post that I made. And in your post, you share your thoughts and maybe characterizations or opinions about veganism, and you have that persona share what it's thinking as it's reading your post. And it can be very illuminating. I've actually learned some new things and expanded my perspective a little bit. So it kind of makes you consider things you haven't thought of yet. I'm going to add here that if changing your belief or opinion causes you to lose things that you like, it's going to make it much harder to actually truly convince yourself of the other side and see the other side actually. So that's the most challenging part. It's going to feel uncomfortable. It's going to feel wrong sometimes, but that's where the juice is really at. It's hard because these ideas become our little pets that we love so much. They live in our minds, but sometimes they need to be taken out into new pastures and expanded. I need to drive this home. You literally need to convince yourself that the other side is true. If you're not convincing yourself, you're probably not getting close. So you got to go way out there. All right, I hope this was helpful for you. Next time you come across something that feels so true or triggers you, gets you feeling self-righteous or judgmental, try to argue the opposite side. See what happens. Maybe hold things a little bit looser, more gently, and work out that truth muscle. Thanks so much for tuning in today. If you like this idea and this vibe here, hit that subscribe button. Wishing everybody happy truth hunting.